Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to run the t-shirt actions. So first of all, it doesn't matter which set of t-shirts you got, whether they're flat lay or lifestyle, they're going to work in exactly the same way. So you may have a different set, but using them will be the same, it's just your output will be different. Secondly, I'm on Mac here, you may be on Windows. Running them is exactly the same on Windows and Mac. The only difference is where your main folder is. So if you're on Windows, that folder is going to be in your C drive. If you're on Mac, that folder is going to be on your desktop. So with that said, I'm going to head into my main folder. I'm on Mac here, so I'm on my desktop. I'm going to go into that folder, into the ArcPSDs folder, and open up the 2800 by 3200 PSD. If you've had other actions from me, by the way, you only need one of these 2800 by 3200s, and this is going to work on a lot of the products. Now we've got a couple of other different ones for camp mugs and stuff like that, but the one we need is the 2800 by 3200. I'm going to double click it there to open it in Photoshop. But you can, within Photoshop, go File, Open, browse your computer for it, and you can also right click and open with. I think Windows has got a very similar option to that when you right click on it. So once you've got it open, you're going to need to see your layers and your actions, which you should already see your actions because they should be installed. If you don't see your layers over here, just go up to Window and make sure you got your layers checked there, and you can uncheck anything else between 3D and version history. You may get a yellow exclamation mark icon over here saying the font's not installed for this, that says your designs here. Don't worry about that, just switch off the little eye thing. All that is a placeholder, and you don't need to have that on at all. Okay, next thing we're going to do is get a design. So I've got some demo designs here. I'm going to use these two probably. They're light and dark, and we're going to talk about light and dark as we run the actions as well. So to bring your design in, the easiest way is just to drag and drop it. It'll be in free transform, which means we got these little square handles here. Now this one pretty much fills the canvas. These little dashes here are almost up to the edge, but some of your designs you're going to have transparent area around, so you can grab these handles and fill as much of the canvas as possible with your design. Okay, so I'm just going to try and Photoshop some in a moment now. Just press enter. Okay, I'm just going to undo that because I didn't mean to do that. Photoshop was just having a moment. Okay, and I'm just going to drag and drop that back in and press return or enter when you're happy with the positioning. Okay, so once that's done, we can highlight the Save Art and highlight the Unisex Tees Volume 1. If you've got multiple actions installed, they may look something like this one here. So you could highlight your, obviously this is not the right one, but you could highlight your 2800 by 32 Save Art, and then if you've got your volume of t-shirts further down, you can hold down Command on Mac or Control on Windows, and you can highlight the t-shirt if you just want to run the t-shirt ones like that. Okay, but for now we're just going to stick to just the Save Art 2800 by 3200 Save Art and the Unisex Tees Volume 1. Like I say, you may have a different volume, but don't worry about that. Once you've highlighted those, come down to the bottom and hit this play button right down here, and then I'm going to come back to my main folder and I'm going to look in the published mockups folder here in the Unisex Tees Volume 1, and these t-shirts, this is now running through them, so it's now on number 2. Okay, it's now on number 3. Now let's talk about dark and light. I'll show you what I recommend that you do as it goes through. Now I did think about splitting these, so we have two art actions, so we save light and we save dark, and then I was going to choose which t-shirts I thought was light and dark. Now after doing lots of testing with these, it really is dependent on the design. So some design, mainly if a design has been designed for light and dark, it's usually been designed for black and white. Now all these other colors in between are a little bit touch and go, so I'm going to show you what I recommend you do when you've got light and dark designs. As soon as this is finished running, we're on number 7. Okay, number 8's running. Number 9. Number 10. and number 11. So what I recommend you do, that was the shirt for On Light, I think. I've forgotten now. I'm just going to go back and have a quick look. On Dark, that was. So what I recommend you do, once you've ran those, you can either copy this published mockups, but you may have absolutely tons of mockups in there, or go into the folder, copy the unisex or the t-shirt volume you've just ran, copy and paste. Okay, so I right clicked and I copied. You'll have virtually the same thing on Windows. Right click copy, right click paste, and then I'm going to rename this to On Dark, like that. Okay, then I'm going to come back to my art template. I'm going to get the On Light version, drag and drop it in, resize it if needed, press return or enter once you're happy with the positioning. I'll turn off the On Dark one and I'm going to run it again. So what's happening now is we duplicated this published folder here, so we've got them all on dark, and then here in our published folder it's running again for On Light. Okay, so we'll let that run and then we'll just have a quick look in this folder. I'll explain what's in here as well. So you've got 9 PSDs which run through all the different colors. Okay, so you've got different sort of scenes and looks. Then we have these 4 PSDs here which show you all the colors, and I did these with different backgrounds like that. Okay, and I'm going to show you something cool you can do with this image as well in a minute. But you've got 4 different versions there of the same one. Then further down here we have the Heather. So there's 2 scenes with the Heather t-shirt, and we got the athletic Heather, the black Heather, and the vintage navy Heather. Okay, so you've got those 3 with that scene, and you've got the another scene with the same colors there. Yeah, so you've got these are all the colors that Icon Ecom do. I'm sure other companies as well. So you've got plenty of colors there. You've got the Heather ones down here, and then you've got these kind of sampley, flashy images here. Okay, so let's go and have a look back here. Hopefully this is finished running on light. Looked like it just finished then that moment. Let's try and see. Yeah, play button's finished. Okay, so now what we can do is copy it again, paste it again. Okay, and then I'm going to rename this one On Light. Now if you want to as well, you can highlight both of these, and we can, on Mac here, we can add a new folder. Well, I'll tell you what, on Windows you'll probably be easiest to add a new folder, call this design name. So I'm going to call this Camp Design 1, okay, whatever the design is, and then pop those 2 folders in there. So you've got one folder there with your light and dark. Now like I say, let's increase the size of these a little. Like I say, it really will vary from design to design. Oops. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's just tidy these up a little bit. Okay, so what you'll need to do is run through them and just pick out the ones you want. Okay, so obviously on dark, black, this one goes perfect. Okay, but you'll need to just run through them and see which does look good and which doesn't look good. Now pink is a particularly tricky one. This is on dark and it looks okay, I suppose, but not great. And then if we go and look on light, and then we look at that pink one, still a bit ropey as well. Okay, so I'll show you another trick that you can do if you want to go the whole hog. Depends how much time and effort you want to put into these making your mock-ups and using your designs. But something you could do once your design is in the artwork template here is double click on the layer here and then click color overlay. Okay, and then click OK. Now you might get some random color come up when you do that. don't worry, you can change the color by double clicking the words color overlay there, and then click this little tiny box there, and then you can change it to whatever color you want. So let's try one on complete white. Okay, and we'll run it again. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my main folder. And remember, this is completely optional. I'm just showing you some extra tips now. And let's come back up here and look at the pink. Now that is night and day difference. Okay, it's the same design, it just pops straight off that pink. Okay, now like I say, it's going to vary from design to design. Every design is going to look kind of different. Red again looks particularly good in white. Okay, now I'm not going to do it in black, but what we could do is just copy that published folder again, and we could just call it white, and then we could do our color overlay, we could change it to black, and then we could run it again on black. So we could run it 4 times with the same design essentially, and then get the very best. By just looking at the pictures, we can get the very best look out of our designs and the ones that really pop. I mean, it looks great on black and just white there. So you know, just have a play around and check them out. Now as soon as this one's finished running, I'm going to show you something that you can do with these images here, which also looks very good. Okay, just coming in for the last ones. Right, that's the last one's done there. So what we can do with these cool images, where have they gone? Okay, now let's go for white background. I'm going to right click and open with Photoshop. Okay, I'm going to click the little padlock on that layer there, and I'm just going to pull my actions in a bit so we can see it. In fact, I'm going to minimize them so we can see them. Okay, now of course this white one here, if we were using this, looks, well, you can't hardly see it, so it looks bad, right? So what I'm going to do is come back to where I saved these. I'm going to get the on dark one, so I'm going to scroll down here, get the on dark with the white background, drag and drop that in, press return or enter. Don't need to do any resizing or anything like that. And then I'm going to get the on light one, scroll down, grab the one with the white background, drag and drop it in like that. Now you'll see over here, these two have this little tiny icon in the corner. So what we need to do is we can hold down shift and highlight both of those layers. On this empty grey area, right click and click rasterize layer. Okay, so now what we can do is look at the best designs, and I should have actually named these. And this top one here is on light. All I'm going to do, so I don't get confused, is just double click the words there and just put on light, and then I'm going to double click the words and put on dark. Okay, just so I don't get mixed up now. So on light, this white one is great. In fact, what I'm also going to do is drag this down so it's below the on dark one, because most of them look better on dark for these. Okay, I can flick these eyes on and off to have a look. So this white one here, I want to show from the layer below. So all we need to do is click the eraser tool from over here, and you'll see when I move it around on the screen and right in the middle there, you can see the size of it. Now you can change the size if needed here. Just drag this left and right, but 70 was pretty good. And then what I'm going to do with the dark layer selected, I'm just going to rub away. So it basically, all it's doing is revealing the layer below. Okay, just make sure you rub it all away. Great, get rid of that. And let's just have a quick look. And the yellow one also looks a lot better on light. And again, this is going to vary from design to design. Okay, now the pink one is going to look better in white, so we need to rub away the dark layer, and you can't highlight 2 layers and do 2 at the same time, you have to do them 1 at a time. So I'm just going to rub away that, so it's now I've rubbed away from on dark, it's now showing on light. Now I'm going to highlight the on light layer, and I'm going to rub that away so it's showing the white layer below. Okay, again, don't panic. This is totally optional. If you don't want to do this, it just depends how far you want to take it. And there's a little bit there still showing. Okay, and then you can work your way through these so that you end up, see that green one over there would look a lot better in white. Let's just rub this away real quick. It's highly addictive. Okay, so you can basically mix these up as you need them and make your mock-ups really jump. Okay, boom, that's it. Once you've finished, by the way, go File, I'd go Export, save for Web Legacy. Make sure you got this set to JPEG. Make sure you got the quality turned up to 100 there, and then go ahead, hit save, and save it somewhere on your computer, or probably in with your folders where you've just run your actions. Okay, so I'll do a quick recap. Step 1 is go to your main folder. Okay, on Windows it'll be in your C drive, on Mac it'll be on your desktop. Go into your main folder, into your ArtPSDs folder, open up this 2800 by 32 artwork, drop your artwork in, run your actions. If you want to go light and dark, copy your published folder, paste it, run it again, paste it. Okay, hope you enjoy them, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye for now.